Hey,
Alright.
I got you.
Tunnels.
I need you guys for something.
I'm in the middle of something.
Yeah, shut up, that's cool. I need you guys to, like, react to this image and, like, be funny. So here's this image, to be funny.
You could have it on my Empire throat. Not funny, doesn't even make sense.
Yeah, what is this?
Oh shit, sorry, was that a joke? CallMeCarson is a popular comedy channel here on YouTube that revolves around Carson and his friends doing really basic and uninteresting things that you yourself might find yourself doing with your own friends. The thing is, these guys are super funny and they create epic memeable phrases that are spammed everywhere until they're run into the ground after a week. If I have to see this lion one more time, I'm gonna fucking lose it. However, over the years, Carson has gotten a lot of backlash for being unfunny or edging on the dreaded territory of Reddit humor, or the topic of today's video, being carried by his friends. For a channel called CallMeCarson, there is a lot of entertainment value that comes from people who aren't Carson. There's like 6 people in each of these videos, and they're all cracking jokes, and you'll find that a lot of the times, Carson is just laughing or legitimately being dead silent while somebody else is telling their jokes. My favorite video of his is the illegal game one, and I wanted to put this idea of him being carried by his friends to the test, so I cut the video down in Premiere to the point where Carson was specifically talking. Not laughing, talking. In this 11-minute 40-second video, Carson is speaking for approximately 1 minute and 46 seconds. Needless to say, Carson's screen presence is not exactly strong. Another thing of note is Carson's not even the one playing the game in the video, it's one of his friends, and that's actually something you'll notice a lot. In those videos where people draw like cruise ships and maps and shit on MS Paint, he's never the one drawing them, and plus on his best of compilations, a compilation that is literally supposed to be about yourself, he is not even the center of attention 100% of the time, so I think it's safe to assume that in a sense, Carson was definitely carried by his friends. So that's it then. He's the DJ Khaled of YouTube. He shows up, puts talented people on mics, and then plasters his username all over it while saying nothing in the process? Well, that's not exactly fair. This tweet from Carson is what inspired this whole video. I think it's fascinating how many people repeat the sentiment that Carson was never funny, his friends were, as a way to discredit my work. You're still saying my videos are/were funny? I've always been the host that puts funny people in fun situations. Why is that a problem? This tweet caught my eye because he's not trying to deny that his friends were funnier than him or not, but rather instead, he is trying to shift the conversation onto his ability to gather talent. And when he tweeted this, I noticed this has always been his story.
I make, how do I describe my content? The best description I've seen for is like web culture commentary in a way, but what it really is like I get a group of friends that I think has really good chemistry, and we just do stupid shit. Like my last video was.
And that's what I wanted to talk about today. Not CallMeCarson's skills as a comedian, but rather CallMeCarson's skills as a curator. When looking through his channel, it's easy to suggest that Carson was carried by his friends just because he's the one talking the least, but when you go through all the other people's channels, you'll begin to realize that they never do Carson's style of content, and if they do, they are not getting nearly as many views as he was during his peak. Yeah, a main contributing factor is probably just that they don't care to do this type of content, but I would like to think that even a tiny portion of the reason is because they just can't do it like Carson does. Every single video that Carson makes includes people who have unmatchable chemistry with each other. Even if you don't find the videos funny, I don't, you have to acknowledge that the chemistry is incredible. There's no dead space, there's no awkward moments where you realize that they're uncomfortable being on camera. It's just jokes after another, and they're all building off of each other in a way that is incredibly natural. Big deal. He can put a bunch of people more talented than him in a room. That doesn't change anything. He's still a talentless hack being carried by his friends. Why are you so angry? I'm a straw man, and I'm fucking pissed! It's very easy to say that it's not hard to put a bunch of funny people in a room, but like most things in life, there's a way to do it well, and there's a way to do it crap. Since we've already brought him up, let's look at an example of shitty curation. DJ Khaled. DJ Khaled's music is widely considered by many to be a 2-pack of complete fucking ass. I don't know if you've ever listened to the Eminem version of Use This Gospel, but the drums clip every single hit and it genuinely hurts to listen to. And why is that? While it would take a video in and of itself to fully answer that question, a short and sweet version of it is that DJ Khaled has absolutely no idea what he's doing. He doesn't get that you can't just mash together pure talent, yell your name over it, and create good music. He tells his team a vague idea of what he thinks will sound good, they crap it out, and it just doesn't work. And so, Carson cannot really be considered the DJ Khaled of YouTube, because he has at least a semblance of what he's doing, because, again, even if you don't find the videos funny, a majority of people do. So, it's not fair to call him the DJ Khaled of YouTube. I would argue that he is the Rick Rubin of YouTube. If you don't know who Rick Rubin is, he's essentially the same type of producer as DJ Khaled. However, when you look through his back catalog, it's full of some absolute classics. Chances are, if you like music, this guy had some involvement in something you love. Despite him and Khaled having the same job, the differences are like night and day. Fantano does a better job describing this than I ever could, so I'm just gonna let him say it.
As long as Rick has an idea, with his success, with his connections, with his resources, he could call on literally anybody to come in and implement it. As long as he has the idea, clear idea of what he wants to achieve in his mind, he can literally get a hold of anybody to do it and make it happen. This essentially makes Rick Rubin like the bizarro DJ Khaled. I know a lot of people look at DJ Khaled's music and say, wow, that music sucks and is trash because DJ Khaled's not talented. Let's assume, musically speaking, that he and DJ Khaled are about on the same level of musicality. If that is the case, what makes DJ Khaled's music suck and the music that Rick Rubin is involved with not suck is that DJ Khaled's ideas are piss and bad.
And that exact strand of logic can be applied to Carson's work ethic, just in a differing way. Carson knows exactly who works with who, and his ideas, while deceivingly simple at first, are both interesting enough to keep his team invested all the way through, and at the same time have a lot of wiggle room for them to make jokes. We've already looked at some outside examples of curation, so now let's look at some inside what YouTuber. We're looking at YouTuber examples. So Tommy Innit hosted this Minecraft mod natural disaster thing where he invited a bunch of streamers to play along with him, and thanks to Pyrocynical we have an outsider experience. And it is horrendously awkward. Pyrocynical has to literally beg Jay Schlatt at one point to bring somebody back because he has literally zero chemistry with anyone else in his group.
Hey Schlatt.
Yeah?
Come here. You got to get manifold, but I have no idea who these people are. There's no chemistry. There's nothing.
You want me to bring Manifold back, huh?
There is nothing.
That entire video is just Tommy interacting with his usual group of friends because you can tell that he just threw a bunch of people on his contacts list together into a random Minecraft server and expected them to gel. Kind of like DJ Khaled. Now, let's look at a video I consider to be the pinnacle of Carson's curation skills, the YouTuber game show. With a list of YouTubers that long, you would expect there to be a lot of clutter in this video. However, Carson gets around this by dividing them all into groups of 5 and 6, and while this could be a coincidence and I'm just making these ideas up in my head, there's a dynamic in between each and every one of these groups. In one group, you have Schlatt and Quackity, who have both interacted with each other and with Carson, the odd ones out in Tim Tom, plus Ted and Vision, 3 OTK members, 3 people who are in the same Minecraft server. Each one has a dynamic that gives Carson a guaranteed chemistry. Or maybe I just have schizophrenia, I don't know. And even though there might be a few people without any chemistry with anyone else in the group, the main component of the video, the game show, it has shit like a roleplay feature. Plus, it's a game show. Everybody has to spin the wheel at some point. It literally forces them to interact. And as a final remark, after the incident happened, all of Carson's homies ditched him, and then he came back to making videos with his new homies. And for what it's worth, I can't tell the difference between the new videos and the old ones. A lot of people say that they can, so that may just be a me thing, but I think the fact that they're still getting consistent views despite the fact that he uploads like 2 times a month just really shows that he's good at making quality content that appeals to a core audience. So, in conclusion, was CallMeCarson carried by his friends? I think the Premiere Pro timeline is more than enough to justify that angle. However, Carson's true skills as a content curator should not be undermined. That's all for this video. Like and subscribe, otherwise I'll profit off of laughing at your jokes. That's all, and as always, go fuck yourself. See you guys next time.
While all the boys can keep